Hello to you. Today I'm going to show you the Dragonite build for PvP. Um, let's get started. Let's start with the sets. I'm using for my monster set Bloodspawn, 2 medium, Bloodspawn mask, Bloodspawn arm corps. I'm using Mara's Bomb Kuras, heavy piece with tri-stat glyph. I'm using Burning Spellwave. You can see. Um, it's all impenetrable traits except for my chest piece, which is reinforced. Using Scapular Signet with weapon step spell damage enchant infused. I'm using Monomyth Reforged as my mythic Swift with flame resistant glyph. The flame resistant glyph actually helps you mitigate the damage against Dragonites, so it's very useful. I have a Burning Spellwave necklace with open and step spell damage enchant, also Swift, because I want to run fast from, you know, large groups, Zergs. Yeah, it's very good for open world. I use Burning Spellwave Maul, two-handed, sharpened, with weapon and spell damage enchant. I'm also using a Mars Bomb Ice Staff, very good for blocking. Yeah, using the Lava Manta Stone for more physical and spell penetration. As you can see, I have a lot of penetration, over 10k. Let's move on to the abilities, or skills in other words. I'm using Molten Whip, this is my spammable. I'm using Igneous Weapons. I'm using Fossilized, no, not Shattering Rocks, Fossilized. I'm using Disintegrating Dragonfire for that Major Breach and Dot. I'm using Incinerate, very good and strong skill. Let's get back to Fossilized. The reason I'm using Fossilized is because it increases the damage ideal to other players. As you can see, it is reducing ammo by 2974 and increasing damage taken by 5%. Very good. For my ultimate, I'm using Ferocious Sleep. You can use Take Flight, but Ferocious Sleep grants you a shield after you leap, so it's also very tanky. Okay, moving on. On my back bar, I'm using Fleet Step Wings for the extra speed. I'm using Heart of Flame. It's very good for sustain. It gives me a lot, and I mean a lot of magic and stamina after I use it. For my um, burst heal, I'm using Blood of the Elder Dragon. Not only does it heal me for a lot, it's also granting me more weapon and spell damage for 20 seconds. It's very nice. Resolving Vigor, yeah, it's my heal over time, best heal over time in the game. Very good. For my defensive, I'm using Earth Shield Mantle. It's my source of major resolve. Very good. And for my ultimate, I'm using, no surprise there, Corrosive Armor. Probably the best ultimate in the game. And my race is, yeah, I'm Khajiit. So, reason I'm using Khajiit is because it gives me this health, magic and stamina recovery, 90. Magic and health and stamina recovery. No, also like it because it increases my health, magic and stamina by 915. And also, the main reason I'm using it is because it increases my critical and healing, critical damage and critical healing by 12%. This is really strong, and you don't need and you don't need the Shadow Mandas for this anymore. So you can just use Khajiit. And also the two other bonuses I mentioned are very good. Alright, let's move on to the CP. For the champion points on the blue champion points, I'm using Master at Arms, Exploiter, Untamed Aggression, and Resilience. For my red CP, I'm using Fortified, Boundless Vitality, Survival Instinct, and Peace of Mind. Now let's test this build. I'll show you what I'm capable of. These are my stats unbuffed. Let's buff it. Already a lot of damage. Let's increase it. 5k, 5.3k, yeah, this is the damage. Yeah, I guess it's 5k. Okay, 5.3k, this is the highest damage. With burning spell with my when it procs. Forgot to mention that I'm using the witch sugar skulls as my food. Yeah, this is the food I'm using. The witch sugar skulls. Very good. Alright. As you just saw, this is my build. I hope you enjoyed this video. This build is actually very good against other Dragonites. So